All right, today I want to talk a little bit about the original people here in America. From some of the research that I've done, stuff like that, blacks was mainly like one of the first people that actually inhabited. So mainly black people was the original people, one of the first original people to inhabit the Americas, according to archaeologists and people like that. So my question generally is, so if black people were the original people here, so you want to know how about the other people that was here too besides the black people? And according to the research that's been brought out recently is that a lot of the American Indians are actually Russians. They have a link with Russia. So evidently they came over because mainly Alaska was part of Russia. So mainly I guess they came over, well, this was their country, I guess, if they was Russians, and especially the Alaska part of it. So, but back to the blacks that was the original people that was here according to the history reports and stuff like that. Now, a lot of the blacks that lived in the South, when I was coming up, we was taught that we was Indians, you know, like my grandfather, you know, people were saying that my grandfather, he was Indian. So it's kind of like a confusion there, because, you know, really after few years ago, a lot of people didn't know a lot of the information that we know today. So it's mainly was a lot of confusion, and probably still today is a lot of confusion about that. So anyway, back to the point I wanted to try to make. One of the main points that I wanted to try to make was that a lot of the blacks who lived in the South, they was always told that they was American, well, they was Indians, you know. But if you try to research some of the stuff that was said, mainly Columbus and people who was with Columbus, they mainly said that. So one of the things that the people that was with Columbus said was that they wanted to know the identity of these people that was here in the Americas. Evidently they was dark-skinned because they kind of resembled the Indians that was from India. So evidently, so it was some, I guess, resemblance to that. Now, the American Indians, they are Russians, so evidently they were probably light-skinned people, so it was a bit of a difference there. So evidently they wasn't talking about the American Indians when they was referring to the people, the Indian people who resembled the Indian people from India, because evidently they was real dark-skinned people. So there's a kind of a, I guess, void of information there. Well, anyway, the point that I wanted to try to make was that, like, some of my people was always saying that we was American, that we was Indian. And I haven't done too much research on the blacks that was Indian, although in New Orleans, they do try to carry on some type of tradition where they dress up as Indians and stuff like that. So I guess it's a correlation there between the blacks, Indians, and how they dress up in New Orleans and how the blacks were, say, 200-300 years ago when Columbus was here. So it is some correlation between that.